Okay, we're live. So,
All right.
yeah, I can't tell it's bright out. So we're here with Lew Younger, Lewis Younger, excuse me, who is running for council for the very first time, and this is probably one of the first videos you've ever done. So, why don't you tell us about yourself, Lew?
Well, I was born and raised in Willamina, grew up there, went into the military, married my sweetheart, of course. We've been married for 48 years, lots of kids and lots of grandkids. And so, basically, just homegrown. I spent some time in Alaska working in the fire suppression system industry up there. I've been in the military. I was Air Force, and then after I did a stint in Air Force, I spent some time in the Oregon Army National Guard. Alton Butler and I served in the same company, B-minus 1st Battalion 162. So, I'm back, and I plan on staying back. We're moving to we just bought a home in Dallas. So, I'm here. I've always been here.
Okay, well, so this is your first time running as a tribal council candidate. What kind of inspired or motivated you to run?
Well, you know me. I've been probably on social media for about the last 4 years in different elements. What inspired me to run was a couple of years ago, a couple of people said if I ever had an opportunity to run, would I? And at first my answer was no, I don't think I would. But I think that we're coming to a point now in tribal development and growth that my expertise, and expertise is a bad word, I hate that word, my experience in facilities management and development might be beneficial, particularly where we're going with the casino, its obsolescence, and what we're trying to do as a tribe locally. So I think I can bring some things to the table that typically haven't been there.
So you have some pretty strong opinions on economic development, and is that something you would like to focus on as a potential council member?
Yes. Economic development, as you know, takes a couple of different shoots. And we talk about economic development for big things. Economic development at MKC is an example. Economic development, microgreen, economic development as a part of the Willamette Falls. Economic development is so much more than that, Chris. And we can talk about other things later, but right now what I want to talk about is I want to talk about economic development, and I want to talk about our global culture as a tribe. Our tribe can't be everything to everybody, and our tribe is spread throughout. I appreciate the fact that we're working on tribal housing, but tribal housing isn't going to be able to affect all members. I'd like us to be able to see what we could do with economic development being a process of trying to be able to establish strength, education, and growth with our tribal members. You and I know that our government isn't capable or qualified at this point in time to buy and run a small grocery store. We don't do that. We don't have the capability of being able to house tribal members to be able to do that. But what we are capable of doing is giving tribal members the tools necessary for them to be able to become self-sufficient and self-reliant. Trying to be able to establish some type of a banking system that's going to allow tribal members to become educated through a process, be able to acquire loans like we did with Audubon and the small business development plans that we've had in the past. I think we're at a point now where we can actually do that. Let Bruce Thomas and his people handle the big things, take the, getting input from the membership, but let's work on getting tribal members self-sufficient and self-reliant through the economic development process.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, you think the tribe should help either through small business loans or some sort of funding help tribal members establish their own businesses?
Yes, absolutely. I believe that we have lots of tribal members that are capable of being able to run small businesses, probably have the experience in some of the areas to be able to do that. But right now, because of what we have currently developed, they don't have the means of being able to get that. I'm not saying gift them the money. What I'm saying is create a program where they can utilize a tribal loan to be able to run the businesses and provide them the tools, auditing and some of the legal elements necessary for them to be able to do that until they can go on their own. When you were a child and you learned how to walk, okay, you didn't do it on your own. Your parents helped you. They supported you. They did it. And that's what I'm looking for our tribe to do, is to support and strengthen tribal members in those types of elements. The same thing applies to education. You know, I believe in 4-year and 6-year educations. I think people should be able to do that when capable. But there are many tribal members that can't do that. There are tribal members that need the vocational aspect of learning a business or an industry that will allow them to be able to become self-reliant, better incomes, and be able to provide for themselves. At some point in time, we're going to have to build our community and a global community. People back east be given the same opportunities that people around here have. And so I want us to become more global.
Okay, cool. So we're at 6 minutes, and I know we're trying to keep these fairly short, but what are some future issues you might plan on discussing in further videos or podcasts or your website?
Well, at some point in time, of course, enrollment and disenrollment is going to have to be discussed. And it's been a hot topic. It's not something that I want to discuss now. I think that tribal housing is a topic, developing that type of thing. But again, that's locally. That's not globally. So, and there's a whole myriad of things that we could discuss, Chris. Let's do it later.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for joining me.